Hey, it's Isabel from the Assisted Living Network, and with our population aging each and every single day, it's hard to avoid the inevitable. The silver tsunami is coming, and your loved ones, they may need care and assistance sooner than you thought. So let's talk about your options. In the United States right now, there are 76 million baby boomers. The number one dilemma for these baby boomers? Housing. That dilemma can be your opportunity. Welcome to the Assisted Living Network podcast, where you can discover how just one residential assisted living home could secure your financial future forever. Over 10,000 people turn 65 in the US every single day, and the number of older adults will more than double over the next several decades to top 88 million people and represent over 20% of our population by just 2050, according to AARP. And if you have a loved one who's aging and you're starting to wonder about what your options are, this episode is for you. We're going to dive into 5 common questions and close with some tips on how to choose what's best for you. One of the most popular options to save money is to have a loved one move in with you. And if you have someone who can help out during the day, maybe it's you or your spouse work from home, this option can save a lot of money, and it can give you more time with your loved one as their days start to shorten. Now, this option is beneficial in the sense that in-home care with people who they already know, like, and trust, it's always a nice touch. But it's difficult in the sense of many families no longer have the option to live in a single income household. So both partners may be working full-time jobs and no one may be able to quit their job and take care of an elderly loved one full-time. Not to mention, it may not be a natural God-given skill to be a caregiver to a senior loved one. With memory care issues or incontinence issues, this can really cause a lot of tension. Many people just aren't cut out to do this kind of work, even if it is a loved one. You know, wiping a baby's bum is very different than wiping a senior's bum. That's just a fact. Next, and it's still close to home, but may work for a more mobile senior, which is creating a mother-in-law suite or an ADU on the property. This is where the senior can live out on their own, but they're very, very, very close to you. This is a great option for those seniors who only need minor help and accommodations and can work well with families in those earlier aging years. As their needs increase, this option may no longer work, but in the beginning, it can be a beautiful way to have the elderly person closer to home, but not too close, if you know what I mean.
Hey, it's Isabel from the Assisted Living Network podcast, and we have an amazing event coming up this fall. It is the one and only Assisted Living Conference. If you are in this industry or looking to get in, you cannot miss this event. Not only do we have incredible speakers and sponsors and vendors, but you're going to be able to network with other care home owners and operators and really get those things you need to take your business to the next level. So don't miss this year's event. Click the show notes and grab your ticket today. I'll see you at the Assisted Living Conference. Now, back to the show.
On the same level is in-home care, and this is an option. Many people think that this is an ideal scenario for their loved one. A licensed caregiver comes in and helps the seniors during a few hours in the day or even up to 24 hours a day so that they can stay at home in their own home and have the support that they need. This option can really work well for a senior who does not want to leave their own home and refuses to go anywhere else. But it can be extremely costly if you're using an agency or a certified program to get this type of qualified care. The average cost in our country right now today is $33 an hour. So if you needed help 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, this will cost you a little more than $5,000 a month. But if you needed 24/7 care, this is going to cost you $23,000 a month plus, meaning that this is just the cost of care. So if you have a mortgage or lease or payment on the property, you still have to pay that. Food, electricity, cable, medication, activities, transportation, All of that on top, it can be extremely cost prohibitive for families to go in this direction. According to A Place for Mom, on average, in-home care has a standard service time of 15 to 20 months. This is much shorter than an average stay in a residential assisted living home or an assisted living facility, which is currently quoted at 3.6 years for women and 2.5 years for men, according to Northwest Mutual. So where are they going after those 15 to 20 months at home? My guess is they're going into the traditional assisted living facility or into a loved one's home because the cost of care has beaten the family down. So it's not that, it's a shorter lifespan if they stay at home. No, they just realize they can't keep paying for that. It's insanely expensive. Another somewhat pricey option for part-time care, but one to consider for a more mobile senior, is adult daycare. This could be a good in-between option for a family who wants their loved one to stay at home with them, but they also want them to be active and have friends and community, and they need that support during the day. Adult daycare is just like it sounds, a place for seniors to go during the day where they get activities and interactions, snacks, and more. It's typically around $100 per day. So again, if your loved one wanted to take advantage of this option, it may cost them $500 a week for a Monday through Friday option, or $3,000 a month, if they wanted a full month option. This really helps take the weight off of the family during the day so that they can go to work and do errands and live their lives. But then the senior, comes back during the evening hours when they're back on duty. It's a great in-between option that's becoming more and more popular. Are you tracking with me? Pretty much none of these options are cheap. Childcare, senior care, they get you every time. This last one is the primary focus of my practice in this industry, and it is residential assisted living or a traditional assisted living option. The average cost of care in our country today for 24/7 care, including a private bedroom and bathroom, medication management, 3 meals a day, housekeeping, laundry services, activities, all in, is $5,350 per month per resident. Based on all of the options above, this one is seemingly one of the most cost-effective strategies. Again, let's compare childcare, where going to daycare may cost $1,000 to $2,000 per month, but having a one-on-one nanny may cost $4,000 to $6,000 a month. Doing the work yourself, well, you give up your job and your life to do that. It's all just so similar. This is the care industry after all. Whether it is child or adult, it's very similar. So now you know the 5 options, and how do you determine which option is best for you? Well, I'm always going to suggest that you check referrals and reviews for any of these home options. Call people, tour yourself physically and see the vibe, meet the caregivers. And if you feel uncomfortable or something is off, listen to your gut. This is so important. It's a big decision. And depending on how walkie-talkie your senior is, they may not be able to advocate for themselves. So you need to be their eyes and ears and choose the right place and the right care for them. Next, shop around. Never go with the first home you visit or the first caregiver you meet. See what options you have. I suggest you visit 3 to 5 places. This will give you a really good picture of the differences in each location. Or, if you're going to go the caregiver route, interview 3 to 5 caregivers, right? If you loved the first person or location, still go further to really check off those boxes and lock in the perfect person for your loved one. You can always go back to option number 1. It's not like they go away if you check out other places. Last but not least, consider budget. This is not a decision to take lightly. If your senior loved one is moving out of their home, you may be able to sell their property and use those funds to pay for their care needs. Or if they have long-term care insurance, you can use that. Or if they served in a time of war in active duty, they may qualify for aid and attendance or some VA benefits. All of these are options to pay for the care. But some seniors, they will have savings, IRAs, or different ways that they plan to pay for their care needs. This is a tough conversation to have, but a much needed one. If your senior loved one does not have any of these resources, they may be relying on you to foot the bill. And you need to consider what you and your family can handle to take on that for the coming years, as well as how many senior loved ones may be relying on you. Last but not least, how do you find these places? If you're not familiar with this industry, you may have never heard of an adult daycare until today, right now on this episode, or maybe you didn't even know that residential assisted living homes existed in your market. It's okay. There are resources out there that can help you. Talk to local experts. Find a placement agent in your area. They're like a realtor for assisted living needs. They can help you find a place that fits your location, your price point, and amenity needs. Or chat with a geriatric doctor or nurse. They'll typically have some local homes and resources to point you to that make sense for your senior's particular needs. Last but not least, senior communities themselves. Go visit a 55 plus community. It might be a way to find some local options, and usually they have recommended places that they like to refer to. One final note that I want to give you as a family member who is preparing for the care needs of your loved one, and it's this. It's okay to be upset, overwhelmed, feel lost and guilty, and afraid of the what ifs. This is all new and it's scary, and that's okay. But remember, this may be your first time having to deal with it, but it's not the first time for the home, facility, or caregivers. These are professionals who know what they're doing, and they're more than willing to help you through this process and to make sure that things go smoothly for you. People don't get into this industry to hurt seniors or do them wrong. They get in because they love seniors and they wouldn't want to work with anyone else but them. That being said, don't be afraid to speak up if something is wrong. You are the senior's voice and advocate, and you need to make choices that you can live with at the end of the day. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend and make sure you follow us wherever you like to listen to your favorite podcasts. Thanks for listening to the Assisted Living Network.